Hi everyone, it's Hermes here with your weekly viewing message. The message that increases your human effectiveness at work so that you too will be able to accomplish your purpose. This week's piece is entitled, I Know Why the Chicken Crossed the Road. Come, take my hand. I'll help you too cross the road. Why did the chicken cross the road? The most common response is this: to get to the other side. If you've never been asked this question in your life, you need to check your surroundings. You've been living under a rock. In my experience, the number one stale joke opening question is this: why did the chicken cross the road? Even knock-knock jokes offer more entertaining responses. No one has ever produced knee-slapping responses to the question, why did the chicken cross the road? I'm sure even now you're combing your memory for a funny response to this question. I won't discourage you. You go right ahead. Do what makes you feel good. I'm sure you will hardly find a really rib-tickling response though. If you do, you can leave it in the comments section. As I was preparing for this week's message, it hit me like a ton of bricks. The question, why did the chicken cross the road, was never intended to be a joke. It was intended to be a matter of inspiration towards purpose. I can just hear you retorting, now that's funny. But before you roll your eyes at the thought, humor me, won't you? No pun intended. What do we think when we think of a chicken? In the jargon, the metaphor chicken identifies the coward. We even refer to a simple person as a chicken brain, don't we? But yet, the chicken crossed the road. What's more, we have traditionally used roosters to wake us in the morning, haven't we? But hey, I'm not judging. Now, when we say that someone has crossed the road, we might mean that that person has taken quite a chance, that the person has displayed some tremendous courage, that the individual has completely gone over to the other side of the road. No reference here to one of the many chicken joke punchlines. That person has gone over to the other side of the road to pursue something extraordinary, something fantastic, something that no one would have imagined them doing, and even something that might qualify them as having lost their mind. Let's now link all of this chicken crossing the road talk to Acts 11, one of the readings for this week, where Simon Peter might be regarded as the chicken crossing the road for having gone to the house of the Gentile. This was after he had had the dream of the sheep descending from heaven full of unclean animals, which he was being told to kill and eat. Peter's visit to the uncircumcised man was no act of a crazy bird brain. No, this was the act of one who was fulfilling one of the missions in his literally God-given purpose. 2 weeks ago, we read in the Gospel that he had been told to feed God's sheep and to tend his lambs. Let me take you back even further to the early Gospels. In Matthew 10, Jesus told the disciples to to go nowhere among the Gentiles, and to enter no town of the Samaritans. Rather, they were to go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. However, by the end of that very gospel, in Matthew 28, Jesus would tell them to go to all nations. Additionally, just before his ascension, in Acts 1, he instructs them to be his witnesses in Jerusalem, in all Judea, and in Samaria, which was earlier off limits. Cast your mind back to Matthew 10. Now, in Acts 11, Peter was having a dream in which he was being told that what God had made clean, he was not to call profane. Friends, is this not a manner of crossing the road? Bringing it all together in the context of the purpose conversation, I say that purpose requires us to be that chicken crossing the road. For Peter, he had been given a mandate to take the gospel to all nations and to baptize all in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. And this would have also included going even to Gentiles. Purpose does that to us. Purpose requires us to be that supposedly crazy one, whom others will challenge and whom others will ridicule. Purpose requires us to take life-threatening chances. Just consider here how risky it would be for any chicken to cross a road, let alone a busy road. Purpose requires us to step away from the norm, to step outside the box. Purpose requires us to stand up and to stand out. Purpose requires us to cross the road, to go against the grain of the flow. Think here, what daring chances are you being called to take? What are the conventions that you are being called to challenge? What are the far-fetched and remote opportunities you are being drawn to pursue? What are the old habits, thoughts, and words that you are being called to leave behind in order to move forward? Perhaps your mother, your grandmother, your aunts and uncles, and many of your cousins were teachers. But you are being called to open a school. You are being called to take the scale of the teaching profession in your family, that your family has been known for, to a new level. Maybe all of your siblings study the sciences, but you are the one to pursue languages or culinary arts because you are being called in a different direction. What is that road that you are being called to cross? Friends, sometimes purpose isn't just a journey along a road. Sometimes it's a journey across a road. Do not allow the history of your family, do not allow your history to limit your future. Purpose will often require you to break the mold of history because your future cannot be built on an insufficient past. If this sounds like your history, I encourage you to stand up, step up, and cross the road. So now, I repeat, I do know why the chicken crossed the road. She crossed because she had to fulfill her purpose. To do it required courage, guts, and mind-boggling risk. To do it, this chicken was no coward. By doing it, she will know that her living will not have been in vain. As I close, I bid you too to cross the road, for then you find purpose, and it is then you find love, peace, and joy.